So then this is, I can show you the code actually. So then now you rack. Again, you inject some configuration, the client, the retriever, which is calling RAPI. And then here is just a basic, like, I search stuff, then I retrieve hits, I template the hits into the prompt, and then I return the answer. I'm also like parsing the evidence, right? So I'm asking the model to give me the evidence, so he's rendered, so you can click, and then you go to the actual document that prints the answer. There's another type of agents. I know, have you guys heard of RAG Fusion? No. So maybe it's an interesting one. So RAG Fusion. So we can see from the logs. So what RAG Fusion does, it gets the query from the user, and then it asks another agent to create more queries related to the initial one. And the idea is to try to explore a bit more of the kind of space of the search results. So it does that. It kind of retrieves a bunch of hits from each query, and then it runs it through this reciprocal RAG Fusion algorithm that it kind of interleaves the results from all of the queries. And at the end, it kind of selects from this new list the top K results, and then those are templated into the prompt. And then you see the answer here with the evidence as well. But the problem here is that when you do this, the quality of these generated answers really depends on the knowledge of the internal model. So if you're using OpenAI, it's trained on the internet, so it knows a bit of stuff, but if it's something very specific to your domain, you will not know it. So for that, I was playing with this other more advanced agent, which is called this orchestration agent. And I have a better question here. So this agent is better for, let's say you want to find something, but the answer to that question is not in one document, but in multiple, so you need to kind of really look in multiple places. So this agent does something similar, but you'll see what happens now. So the question is, what metrics can be used to evaluate text summarization? So it builds another query, which is evaluate metrics for text summarization evaluation method. So it's kind of similar, but it will start exploring each. Oh wait. So the thing is to. So this agent, actually, I can show you in the code. So this agent calls another agent, which I call the query creator agent, and the document evaluator agent. So I think here there's an extra debug that I don't want, so I can just comment it out. I can find it here, because it's two variables. So let's try again. So it creates these three queries, and then what it's going to do is going to call, for each query, it's going to retrieve hits, and it's going to call another agent that is going to say, please evaluate the quality of the hit compared to the query. And if it's from 0 to 2, so 2 is like very relevant, and it will only select the ones that are super relevant. And then it will try to collect, kind of paginate, and kind of collect this number of 2s until it stops, until you don't get enough more 2s. So in some sense, you want to say, okay, I don't care about the first page. I just want to paginate until I stop getting 2s, where 2 means like a very high quality answer. So in this case, it's doing that, and I set this threshold to 0.1. So at this point, for example, the threshold, the number was 0.08. So now I switch to another query, and it will kind of keep doing this.
What is the threshold about?
It's just made up. It's like, okay, just keep going until you find enough information to bring something, a more kind of a very good answer that kind of looks for many different data. So I don't know if you have enough time to wait for it to finish, but maybe I can just take some questions now, and then we can see the result at the end.
All right.
I have at least 2 or maybe 3 questions. I hope it will be really short questions. First of all, are these agents open source or closed source?
I mean, I just hacked them together. It's not. You mean like the ones I built?
So actually, you can't. Can I use these agents for now?
I mean, yeah, the code you can find on LangChain. For example, if you want the LangChain one,
Yeah.
You just copy paste the code and then it's open source. But the rest I just kind of built, right? It's just.
Yeah. And the second question, just to be sure, you can chain such agents.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think that his question was about how can you go and play around with this, right?
Okay. Yeah, this is not open source yet.
This is running on our platform internally.
Yes.
So you can't connect the new agent actually, or
you can
something.
use like just LangChain, but you will not have this kind of framework to have the UI and all that. At least not yet.
About UI, UI is actually almost nothing in such test. But the most important stuff that you can do step-by-step decomposition, and this is one of the fundamental problems that you seems to be solved already.
Yeah, like you mean injecting these agents and then calling them. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice. It's done now. So you see like how it compares to the initial answer. So you can see like how thorough this is. Like it goes into like sections, like these intrinsic evaluation metrics, and then it goes over Roche and Blue and so on, and it links to like the references where it got the information, and it goes over a bunch of other material and then concludes. So this is kind of the power of this, we call it high recall agent, because it really goes into a lot of places and tries to find information from different sources and build this kind of very thorough answer.
So how much did it cost to run on this?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think, I don't know, but I remember I run actually, I didn't show you, but you can actually evaluate this. Like you can have like a benchmark. I can just quickly show you. So you can say, I want to test these variations against this benchmark, and then you click collect answers, and it will go one by one. For each query and each agent, we just run it, and then at the end, evaluate the quality, like compare the different agents together. And when I ran this, I think I spent like 500 euros. But of course, it's very experimental, right? I was just trying to test things out.
Sam Alvand is very happy right now. And you said it's not open source yet, so you are planning to?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of built it with our own internal tools, so there are still like some things decoupled, so it's open source. Otherwise, we have to dump a bunch of dependencies that you might not care. Yeah. And we also need to connect this, right? There's another open source project that is already open source, which is called Ragilo, which is actually the one that is used for evaluation. So this we create this as well. So we still need to connect this one with the UI, such that you can do like the entire pipeline in one go. I just say, okay, I have these variations, please tell me which one is better. You will rank them, and then tell you, okay, this one is the best one.
Okay.
And this is kind of LLM-based evaluation. But okay, maybe next time someone can speak about it.
First of all, thanks for the presentation. In the beginning, you mentioned listed a couple of requirements, and one of them, like, you didn't want to make any like data pipelines or some adapters. But you also mentioned deployment, right? The deployment to production is like first step. I've seen in the right top corner was deploy button. Is it about it, deployment?
No, so this is actually just from the stream leads, the thing I used to do the front end. But what I mean is that you have this API, so the Swagger view that I showed, you just have to build. I mean, you have to as a AI developer, you only have to write this class. Everything else is just built for you. Like you have this API that you can deploy your own infrastructure and then connect. For example, something I didn't mention is these clients, like OpenAI has an API key, for example.
Yeah.
So, but you don't want to, as a developer, you don't want to push your API keys. You want like your production system to grab it from some, secret store and put it there. So this is something I didn't cover, but it's connected to this type of application that you can inject things into production automatically.
Great, thank you so much. I think there's